So remember, this is the first time I've ever taken a 69 Dodge Charger apart, so this is all new to me. All right, so we're getting back to work on the Charger today. We're gonna be having dinner and Hillbilly helped take this thing apart, but Hillbilly's outside working on the Snowcat, and dinner's in the shop getting some stuff done. So as soon as dinner's done working in the shop, he's coming in to help us. And as soon as Hillbilly gets the transfer case out, we're gonna get it all split apart, and then we're gonna show you guys what's wrong with the inside. We're gonna figure that out, and then we're coming back to the Charger. Got the engine out of it, the front end's all disassembled. We're gonna be working on the doors, getting those all stripped down, getting them off, and working our way to the back. We're taking this thing apart systematically as possible, making sure everything's baggied, making sure everything's separated. We also have a storage container coming today. So as soon as that shows up, we'll show you guys our new container. And we ordered some shelving, so eventually we're gonna be super organized. But right now, we're still dysfunctional and still super unorganized. We're working on it. Goal is to try to get this thing stripped as much as possible. Probably the deck lid, rear end. We just got a lot of work to do. So let's get to work. So we've been doing a lot of snow recoveries lately, and we've got a big one coming up that's gonna require that this Snowcat has low gear. Hillbilly ripped it apart this morning. He got the transfer case out. We split it apart, and we have figured out exactly what's going on with this thing. This is the output shaft. So inside this transfer case, you've got your high and your low gear. If this lock collar gets pulled by this shift fork, right here, we're shifted into low gear. Pull this out, chink, chink, Whiskers shifts. Now we're in high gear. Chink, chink, now we're in low gear. Chink, chink, shift, see that? Now watch this. Does a lot of banging, does a lot of popping, and out of first gear it comes. So I took this apart. Now on this gear, these are round. That's so that your shift ring will mesh. It locks in, you're in high or low, and everything's hunky-dory. So you got half rounds there, half rounds down here, and then you've got this little collar that goes in between the two. This is the problem right here. This little collar, all the teeth have been breaking off. It's not supposed to look like this. This side's even worse. Chipped, 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 busted. Look at that, that whole tooth is almost gone. So what's happening is we shift into low gear and it wants to start spinning, and it's going and spinning out of gear, and it's just going into neutral. So have no fear. I have a friend named Jeremy Pritchard. This guy is old school as it gets. He knows Chevrolet trucks in and out. He's been a mechanic for as long as I've been in the industry of automotive anything. He was my mentor at my very first job at a place called Nell's Motor. So anyway, I knew that if I called Jeremy, we go down to his shop, he's got a little parts house in the back room. Lo and behold, he had the exact ring that we need. Goes right in. Cha-ching, cha-ching, snug as a button. And this came out of a 241 Chevy transfer case, a manual shift transfer case. It is the exact same collar that we need. So that means we're putting this back together, and Whiskers is gonna have high and low gear, and we're gonna be able to go pull a very big stuck vehicle, I won't tell you what it is, out of the snow, because that's gonna be on an episode of its own. But right now, we're gonna get it all cleaned up. We'll show you out in the Snowcat where Hillbilly got this removed. We're gonna clean it all up nice and perfect, put it all back together, seal it up, and tomorrow morning we'll fill it up with gear oil, and this thing should be able to go in high and low for as long as we want. I did find another transfer case in Quebec, Canada, so there, we're getting one shipped in, just for in cases. We want Whiskers to be running top notch. So this is the 241 shift collar in here. Look at this. It's the exact same. We're neutral, we're high gear, we're low gear. I can't even believe it. All right, so as you can see right in the back of Whiskers, there's a big, huge hole. That's because that's where the transfer case went. Hillbilly got it all pulled out, and we're getting it fixed. I think we're gonna get a lot more miles out of this thing. Anyway, Hillbilly's got these all these parts cleaned, so put them on our workbench right here on the ground. Look at that. He's gonna get the rest of it all cleaned off and laid out here, and then we're gonna reassemble it. I'm gonna show you guys the reassembly process, because that's way cooler than the disassembly process. Hillbilly put it over in the parts washer, cleaned all the old gunk, all the metal shavings out. Now we have inspected everything. Everything is good. These gears are good. We looked, they've got a good mesh pattern. There's no big chunks out of them. We've looked at this inner gear. I mean, there's a little tiny piece there, but it's not like we're missing teeth. And this one has everything also. So we're putting in this 241 transfer case shift coupler into our Bombardier, and we're gonna make this thing work. Tricky little thing, because it's got to go in together just like a glove. Now we're fixing this Bombardier with Chevrolet parts. we're gonna put a little bit of grease on the shaft, let it slide into that bearing. Then we're gonna make sure that this shift fork will shift it like it's supposed to. This is disassembly grease, it's good to use. Went right in. Now, perfect shift every time. Get your shift in gear.
You want some cheese on your cracker?
That says Robby Layton in case you're curious. What? All right, moment of truth. Voila! This is metal on aluminum, so you want to make sure that you don't get any weird friction.
You like my finger?
No. Looks so pretty, all clean. All right, so I've just got the last 5 bolts to install. Hillbilly's gonna get that tail shaft housing on, and then yoke put on, and this will be done. Not bad for an entire day's worth of work. The 241 Chevy, I'm telling you, that came in very, very handy. Hillbilly better start appreciating Chevrolet. It saved Whiskers bacon today. Okay, so that's low gear. Let's hurry and shift it. Low gear is engaged. Neutral, high gear. This sucker is done. Now you need to put it back in. Again, here's our little culprit. Mr. I don't like to shift with broken teeth is no longer in the transfer case. So Hillbilly's gonna put this in. Once dinner's done working, we're gonna get to work on the charger. So put it in.
I'm on my way out to reinstall the transfer case into the Snow Kitty Whiskers. Now that we got it all put together and finished up, we gotta put her back into the Whiskers. Keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully that fixed the issue. It's tight fit and there's no room for no air. Now that I'm out of breath and lightheaded, it's finally in place. Now I just gotta tighten up the bolts. Everything's bolted up, it's in place. Now I just gotta go get one Carter key and I'll show you why, if I can get it off. One of the fingers is way too short, so only one is popping out enough to bend it, and I don't feel safe with that because it could easily break and then fall out, and then we don't have no high-low shifter, we'll have to do it by hand. So to prevent that, I'm getting a new one to put in. Slide this in through the shifter, in through the cable, and outside the other side of the shifter, and pin it, and then we can put fluid in it, and it's done. All we have left to do is do a test drive. It is time. The transfer case is installed, everything's hooked up. Now we get to put fluid in it. Let's go. So I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little plug right here. When you remove, the fluid starts to come out of this little plug, you know it's full. I mean, it's not too cold out here today. Still a little chilly. So luckily this stuff was inside, or else it'd be like trying to move molasses on a frozen morning. Wouldn't move at all. When it farts like that, you know it's empty. I got fluid coming out. It's full.
Let's see if this thing will go into low gear. Okay, we got high gear. We got low gear, and it went right in. I'd say it's fixed. We got low gear again.
Robby, did you order a storage box?
Sure did. Is it here?
It's beautiful. Big and it's red and it's dented.
All right, the storage container's here. Let's go get it. All right, so Hillbilly's gonna jump in the cab and he's gonna just back it all the way down the alleyway and we're just gonna unload it where we need it. So Hillbilly's great idea, just put the container in backwards. Hey, backwards. We'll flip it in the back. That way we don't have to come off the road and it'll work still.
It's all in strap. Now I just gotta get the straps rolled up for her and we can back up, unload it.
We're gonna manually roll these straps real quick. I've been working out this week, so my arms are like gelatin. He's hooking a chain up to the top and we're just gonna lift it. I can't get under far enough to lift the whole thing. We have somehow amassed 70 cars in our back lot, and I don't know how. A friend once said, his name is Rory Irish, have a car buying problem, so you don't have a drug problem. I definitely don't have a drug problem. We're gonna go get an axle and put behind this thing and actually turn it around so the doors are facing the right way. All right, so we got this thing turned around. See that Gale telehandler right there? All we did is we picked it up, did a nice little swivel. It actually took like 2 hours, but we got it turned around and got it positioned to where the doors are right on the asphalt. So check this out. Look at all the room for activities. Echo! Echo! Activities! So we're gonna take everything out of the mechanic shop and we're gonna put it in the storage container and we're gonna organize it because we're running out of room and we need more room. We're gonna put a shelf in there. We're gonna put all the charger parts on a shelf in bins and containers and everything. So our plan is to get one more storage container and we're gonna put it right there where that white truck is. Then we're gonna put a lean-to and we're gonna park special projects under it. But for now, we're gonna park them on top. Yeah, my JK's up on top, waiting to get built. Let's get back into the shop and get some work done. We got Whiskers going again. We've got low, we've got high, and we got the container positioned where it's at, and Steve's getting it all loaded with all our stuff. So you may see him in the background pulling tires out, pulling wheels, because we're gonna be getting this shop cleaned up to make room for my JK build.
For more projects.
Yeah, so we're at a standstill on our Bronx Star. Again. So we're gonna be moving that thing, pulling my JK frame in and starting on it. So we've got everything to make our JK build into a full roller. We have axles, we have tires, we have wheels, we have all the suspension from Gen Ride Off-Road, the best suspension out there. We're gonna have aluminum 4-link on it, aluminum steering. It's gonna be awesome. We have fusion axles, tons of cool stuff going on with the BFG 42 crawlers. What we're hoping is to have that frame completely done and articulating at Easter Jeep Safari at Rory Irish's, and that's about it. We're gonna be getting a lot of stuff done on this. We're gonna be pulling the windshield and working on the doors. So, you know what? Enough talking, let's just get to work. One piece expertly removed.
So I got 4 bolts. I don't know if you can see them, but there's one here, 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 and here, and I'll remove the driver's seat. Dusty.
More goodies?
Money.
All right, so I've got this rubber trim out. I took the inside trim off of the headliner. Now we're gonna take this. This is the upper roof molding. This is what holds the rubber. I don't think this has been off since 1969. Look at it. It's coming out perfectly. Oh look, there's the factory green. So yeah, this has never been off. Look at that. There's the original headliner. We'll be peeling that out here in a minute. Ooh, it was definitely a green car.
That's brown. That's brown.
If you think green is brown, then brown must be red.
What color do you guys think it is?
Hillbilly thinks it's brown. We say it's green because we can see it. So we need some help winning this argument with Hillbilly. Another thing we need to figure out is, should we repaint this the original color, which is that metallic green, or should we do it a custom color? That's gonna be up to you guys. Let us know in the comments.
I actually kind of like that green.
All right, so we've got the inner A-pillar trim pulled off. It's just factory black. So what we'll do is we'll clean these up and we'll dye them so that it looks brand new. We'll just dye them black and they'll look perfect because there's no issues with this. No cracks, no nothing. And then we've got our sun visor we've got pulled out. This is the factory piece that the seat belt or something holds onto. I'm not really sure, but it goes right under there. So we're gonna continue pulling stuff out. I'm gonna get the rear view mirror pulled off, the other visor, the other trim, and we're just gonna keep working our way in a very disorganized way.
So we're somewhat organized because we're bagging things up and labeling them.
Yeah, sort of. All right, Hillbilly's working on the passenger seat. I've got this roof molding all disassembled, and then we've got this inner trim that's got to come down too. This pops off like such. And
I'm very glad that I made it in that seat. It was missing a couple bolts.
was it?
Yeah.
Anyway, this is another interior piece that we'll just paint up and put back in. So the nice thing about this car is it's complete. So we've got all the parts to put it back together, other than like damaged or brittle or broken pieces, but yeah. So Hillbilly's gonna get that seat out. Then I think we're gonna do the windshield because we're to the point where we've got all the trim off of it. What the heck, is that a trash can? Looks like a trash can under there. And that was your side.
Well, these are baggy, so we could fill garbage in it. Working on getting these seat belts pulled. Hopefully they actually come out like the seats did. Oh yeah. Yeah. Seat belts are all removed.
All right, I'm getting the windshield wipers off, and then I'm disassembling the blade from the arm so that it doesn't have to be so long. Then I'm gonna label it. So this is our right-hand arm. These come off a lot easier than I thought. He's got a wiggle. He's got this keeper in here. It's kind of a spring-loaded thing that locks the arm on. Disconnect this, so you gotta pop that clip out and then pull it out. It's just that easy.
Digging through all the change that we find in here to see if we can find one that's the same year as the car. I found the closest so far, it's a quarter, 1967.
Way too old.
Oh, another 67, 77, 75, 81. Oh, guess what?
Better be good.
1969. It's only a penny, but we're gonna have to hang that from the mirror.
That's a lucky penny. We better drill a hole in it.
And hang it from the mirror.
All right, so what I gotta do now is I've got this fancy little tool. I'm gonna unlock my molding. So I just put it in here and it pushes the lock strip out. Just gotta kind of wiggle, get back down in there. So I'm gonna go around the whole windshield and get the outside lock undone. Then I gotta go back through and peel it away from the window. But this rubber is actually still in good usable shape. So once we get the outside all unlocked, then we gotta get inside and release the rubber on the inside. Then we'll push the window out. All right, so our forklift operator got himself stuck in the snow. So we're gonna go out and get him unstuck. We got Big Dinner and Hillbilly, and we're gonna go rescue him. Out. It wasn't too bad, we got it unstuck. All right, so it is super snowy outside, as you guys saw. So we're gonna head to lunch. Hillbilly's gonna jump in the plow and go plow the road for my brother. My brother's building some townhouses and the city didn't plow it all the way. So we're gonna run to lunch, go do some plowing, and we'll be right back. All right, so we are in the warmth of the wagon. We got Hillbilly in the plow truck right behind us, and we are headed to save the day. My brother bails me out of a lot of stuff, so we're gonna go bail him out of the snow. And it's just right behind the shop. So if anybody wants to move to Ephraim, Utah, he is building 20 townhomes and they're gonna be for sale. So hit us up. We got townhouses for sale for days. Look at this. It's like it's in the shop's backyard. Look, he's got a shovel. It can take you a long time to shovel with a shovel.
I know. So if you can just turn around.
Get to the curb.
Do it this way.
All right, so now we gotta go around and loosen the bottom side of the rubber. And then we should, in theory, be able to push this windshield out. I'm just trying to get this glass cleaner all nice and in it. If I just push, so there's the edge of the glass, already wanting to come out. All right, so I'll keep working this.
So I got 2 bolts removed from the center console. I'm hoping that's all there is. Uh-oh. I think there's a bolt underneath. There is no bolt under here. There's 2 bolts up front. Now, it's out.
Very slow, very slow.
Holy Hannah.
Do not pull too hard. You will bust this windshield. It's like $5,000.
5,000?
Yeah, so be confident, but not too much. A little bit, tiny bit, tiny bit. Okay, hold it. Don't break it. They don't make them anymore. Ever so slightly. Oh, I can see it. Move over. Right there, now pull a little bit of pressure. All right, a little bit more, tiny bit. They urethaned this, and thou shalt not put urethane in locking rubbers. We're gonna walk it out. We were successful, and luckily we pulled all the urethane out. We might can reuse the molding. 169 Dodge Charger windshield, not broken. All right, so now that the windshield's out, we're gonna pull this rubber that got urethaned in. Maybe it does need urethane. So this bottom is just a rubber, so maybe it does require urethane and I'm just an idiot. I don't know, maybe. So we're working on the driver's door, getting it all stripped down. Got this panel all disassembled. We got this upper trim panel. We don't have a lower trim panel. It didn't come with one, so we're gonna have to get one, but this is still in really good shape. So we can clean it and dye it, and it should go right back on. I'm gonna get these windows pulled out. I'm gonna get this entire door gutted, and then we're gonna pull the door off. And we're gonna go over and do the passenger side the exact same way. The nice thing is all of this stuff is in really nice shape. That is vintage 1969 in perfect shape. It's even got the felt still.
Just working on getting the bumper off. I got one plug right there for the license plate light. Got to pull two of the bolts out inside the trunk. Wow, that's not much of a bumper, but rear bumper is removed.
We got a box.
You got a box? Hey.
I think you're gonna like what's in this box.
What's in the box?
It's from Yankum.
What is it? Oh my gosh. Soft shackles. I know what it is. It's a 1-inch rope.
Is it one of those Yankum thingy rope things?
It's 2 Yankum ropes because we're gonna go pull out a 28,000 pound piece of equipment and we need some heavy duty ropes. And we got lots of soft shackles. Yeah, that's a double. If you guys want your own Yankum rope, head over to yankumropes.com and use code Robby Layton and get yourself 5% off. Don't hesitate, head there now.
Oh, 2.5 inches, 201,000 pounds. That's the one we need to get because then we can pull anything and everything, any job.
Yeah, what job would we need that for?
There wouldn't be a job that we would have to hesitate on.
We need it for all of the jobs. All right, back to our, oh look, got more candy that we don't eat.
In the door?
In the door. Back to business, back to all seriousness. That don't feel correct. I feel like the window needs to come out first. I'm gonna not break it. I'm gonna let the window come out very first.
And how do you get that out?
All right, so I gotta figure this out and then we'll get it out. We've got the window to the point where it can come out. Now, I got this little rubber off. So I'm gonna grab the glass and try to see if I can't take it out.
There's a bar right there.
I'll probably have to take that out. So remember, this is the first time I've ever taken a 69 Dodge Charger apart, so this is all new to me.
Getting good practice for the 3 out back.
Oh, there's a nut all the way in there. Got it. All right, so I think I've got it all unbolted now.
50th time saying that.
I don't know how this works. I've literally got it completely disconnected. That is probably what it is. All right, I don't know if I'm doing this right, but we're doing it.
It came up a lot easier that time.
Yeah, but that's welded, so. Okay, hold it right there. I should be able to slide out of that. All right, hold that. Everything's stuck.
It's not made to come out.
Yeah, this is not made to come out very easily. So we need this.
Right there.
Hold on, hold on.
It's a clip, so you gotta push it and pop it.
All right, so this was so brittle, the second I touched it, it broke. That's gonna be important that we get a new one.
Trying to figure out how the taillights come out. For now, I'm gonna remove the gas tank. Gotta remove this plate. Has 3 screws holding it in. There's the lid, the bezel. There's the brand new filler neck we stuck in it. Had to take the attachment off for the high lift. Climb under, get the bolts loose. Ah! I spilled some.
Oh, we ran this thing out.
That's what the gauge said, but obviously you can't believe the gauge.
Notice the blown up tank. Hillbilly put air to it in Kansas and boom.
Why are you complaining? He gave us 3 extra gallons.
That is true. Yeah, life hack. If you need 3 extra gallons in your Charger tank, just put air to it.
Or any tank in that fact. So I figured out how to remove the taillights. There's 8 bolts on the top and 8 nuts on the bottom. This side only has 1 on top, 2 on bottom. Someone's got to put some nuts on. Part of a broken bulb. Well, there's one taillight. I'll get the other one removed and show you guys what it looks like it's both out.
All right, so I've just got to pull this door handle off. Then we'll unbolt the door, and this door is fully stripped, completely disassembled. Sounds like Hillbilly's hard at it. We're getting it torn apart precisely. I forgot a bracket, but I got it. I gotta open it and get those out before I take that top one off. These doors are super lightweight when they're completely empty. The nice thing is all these bolts, we're gonna sandblast them and Cerakote every one of them with H-series Cerakote, so they're
Baked on.
baked on.
So it looks like we better hook up the main oven.
Yep. All right, we're getting that much closer. Look at that. Tail lights are out, bumpers off, deck lid's off. So we've got all the left-hand stuff labeled. We're gonna leave it right here in a pile until we go to Tractor Supply and get a bin. Got the deck lid off, the rear stuff off. Now we're gonna work on this passenger door. This thing's coming right along. And little Adley's gonna be here soon, and she's gonna tell us all a joke. So we're gonna get this handle all undid. Check out what I found in the door panel. It's the factory antenna bezel in perfect shape. So if we choose to put an antenna back in it, we've got the bezel and the nut for it. So we've got all the trim panel off. Now I'm just gonna hurry and disassemble the rest of the door, kind of like the driver's side. It's a lot of stuff to take off. All right, so the windows came out a heck of a lot easier than the other side because we are seasoned. We know how they come out. We're gonna get the nut off of this, pull the belt molding trim off, the mirror. Then we got the latch, outer handle, and the door is gonna come off. Getting there. All right, so I got the nut off the end. Now I'm gonna get this belt molding trim unsnapped. This is probably the first time this trim's been off since 1969. Because as we're diving into this door, we're realizing that it's a white door. And you can see there was no green under it. They painted the green right to it, and then they primered right to it. That's kind of crazy. That's old school. All right, so I've got this door completely stripped. All we gotta do now is take it off the hinges. But I have something super awesome to tell you guys about. You're gonna wanna head over to WD Detailing's YouTube page and check out the 57 Chevy that they found abandoned in a barn that they made spotlessly clean. It needs a full restoration, and yours truly is gonna head out to Ohio and we're gonna buy it, bring it back, and we're gonna be doing a full restoration on it. I don't know when we're gonna do it, but we are headed out to Ohio really soon to go make the deal, and we're gonna try to drive that thing from Ohio all the way back to Utah. Head over to WD Detailing's YouTube page, check out their videos, check out the 57 Chevy Bel Air two-door sport coupe, and let us know what you think in the comments. I think it's gonna be an awesome car. I'm super pumped to head out there. I've watched a lot of these guys' detailing videos, and they do an awesome job at it. Make sure you check it out and stay tuned. Anyway, we've got this just about finished up. This whole side's gonna have to be worked. This is springing hard. Something's on a bind. I think we're gonna have some major issues. Whee!
It's just rubber seal.
Oh, yeah, just the rubber seal that's not in it. Anyway, we're gonna get this door unbolted and get it off. All right, just like that, door's off. I forgot we haven't pulled the rubber seal off, so we're gonna hurry and pull that off, and then we have to run to Tractor Supply, get us some bins, get all this organized and cleaned up, and that's all we gotta do for today. We just went, I'm in high visibility. Well, we just went and cleared out Tractor Supply with all their bins. We're gonna be so organized, we're not even gonna know what to do with ourselves anymore. We got everything put in bins from what we've disassembled so far, all the bolts and everything in one. We've got all the parts and pieces in another. All the long stuff is at the back of the car. We'll just put that on a shelf out in the storage container. Got a lot done. So it's time to go work out.
Dansky, I have a joke for you.
Let me hear it.
What do you get when you cross a cow and a duck?
I don't know. What do you get?
Milk and crackers?
Milk and quackers? Nice.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I like it.
Get him another.
Give me another one.
Hit him with another.
What do you get when you cross a jet with a hamburger?
I don't know. What?
Baby fast food.
That's a good one. Give me 5.
That's a good one.
Best jokes.
Good job, Adley.
See you next time.
See you next time.
All right, as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.
The bottle's empty. It goes